We reviewed a Mirage luxury watch roll before in its 3-roll configuration. Now we have the 6-roll version, but we interrupt this regularly sponsored video for an unsponsored Tudor release. Shout out to the Gentleman's Hangout on YouTube where I first heard of this release. This was actually seen in a Rolex forum post, which was taken from a Chinese source, which was supposedly from Instagram. The Hungry Wrist on Instagram also has this actual shot of the release. Well, let's see what Tudor has to offer. In celebration of the 70th anniversary of the British North Greenland Expedition, Tudor is releasing a new Ranger that is somewhat appropriate but surely welcomed by Tudor fans. The Ranger is the beloved cousin of the Rolex Explorer that was initially produced in small batches. In 2014, the Ranger was released under the Heritage line of Tudor, where it resided for a while. Today, Tudor is re-releasing the new Ranger with some notable improvements. It comes in a well-balanced proportion with a size that appeals to a majority of watch enthusiasts. The finish has a very instrumental impression with its brushed surfaces all over. Like the Rolex Explorer, the Ranger is a solid all-arounder not only on the outside but also from the inside, with its well-spec'd movement. It's built to withstand the forces of nature and will perform adamantly in the harshest of environments. Before the Black Bay, the Ranger stood alone in the Heritage line, but with today's reintroduction, it's only fitting to examine them side by side. The detail that stood out the most is the arrowhead hand that separates it from the famous snowflake hand of the Black Bay. Mind you, both are iconic in their own right. Another signature element are the numerals of the quarter markers that is also clearly inherited from the Rolex Explorer. Then there's this radial brush finish of the bezel opposed to the more elegant polished ring on the Black Bay. Against the Heritage Ranger, there's a number of similarities that keeps it within the same family of Rangers. The bezel, hour markers, and Ranger hands are all virtually identical to the previous model with some very minor differences in proportions. Then there's the updates to this new model. The logo is noticeably using the Tudor shield rather than the rose. The typeface kerning is also tweaked as well in this one. The end links of the bracelet is also flush fitted to the case compared to the straight end links of the 2014 release. There's more grip now on the crown that I'm sure many fans would be pleased to see. Not that the old one was hard to operate, but it is significantly wider. Another element that became wider is the bezel, making the brushed finish a little more pronounced. Function-wise, this Ranger is more wrist-friendly with the bracelet having a female end link opposed to the male links of the older model. I also love the refined single line of text on the 6 o'clock position that is also a return to form of the original limited run. And finally, the red tip seconds hand is a lovely topper to this simple but solidly executed timepiece. This new Ranger comes in various strap options and is priced attractively in keeping with the brand's principle. Tudor sent the Rangers for the famous expedition and has been since known as a robust everyday watch that was actually worn every day by the members of the expedition. To me personally, it's an underwhelming Tudor release. I think that the Tudor Explorer a few months back is a much more exciting watch than this one. Of course, that boils down to the personal preference since I'm not really much of a fan of Explorer watches, but they could have done a little bit more to make this more interesting, visually at least in my opinion. What do you think? Is my taste so eccentric, or am I really expecting too much from Tudor in this release? Comment down below and let's discuss. Yeah, they're going to release this new Tudor. The new Tudor Ranger was actually leaked today already, but it's supposed to be released 12 hours from now. So I'm here making this video, prepping up my content so that when tomorrow releases, all I need to do is just slap on the videos and some graphics. I already have the audio likely done by the next few hours. YouTube is hard work, guys. It's hard work.